Okay. So I hope all of you can hear me. If you can, could you please let me know if you can? And we'll just wait for like 1 minute or 2 minutes at max, and then we'll begin the session. I'll be side by side looking at the chat option, and I know that you guys have a lot of questions. So don't you worry there. And all the questions that you would have, we'll be taking up. So if in the meantime, if you can just say, tell me that if you can hear me or not. So just let me know, sir, we can hear you and all of that. Right. So we'll begin the session. And you can ask questions as many as you like. At the very end of the session, we'll definitely be taking a complete Q&A session. Uh, so you don't have to worry about it. I'm still waiting. I think the comments would display a little bit late for me, so which is why I'm not able to understand. Okay, so perfectly. So now people are telling me that I am perfectly audible for them. Okay. So I'll be taking up your questions. Do not worry about all of that, right? So this is like free master classes on YouTube that we generally take, right? So for TCS NQT, you should start your preparation right now because we expect that probably within next month, TCS NQT would be announced, and which is why you should start your preparation right now because of coronavirus situation or COVID-19 situation. The hiring would be very, very, very less this year, specifically for 2021 batches, since they have to honor the forcibly honor the offers made for 2020 batches. So they will hire lesser in numbers, and the number of applicants would be higher this time, right? So it's going to be very, very, very difficult. If you think that okay, you'll probably be studying from just YouTube and then probably for 1 week or so, you would not be able to clear it. The reason being, let me give you an example. For example, CAT. Approximately 2 lakh people give CAT every year, and approximately 10,000 people go to IIMs and good colleges, right? So it's a ratio of about top 5%, right? In TCS NQT, approximately 3 lakhs, 3.5 lakhs people give exam every year. Last year, TCS selected approximately 25,000 students. This year, we expect that the number would go down to anywhere between 10,000 or 11,000 or 12,000. So, which is why the selection criteria of it is almost parallel to the selection criteria of CAT. Right. So, you should start your preparation. At least 1 to 2 months of preparation is required because you'll be needing to study aptitude, logical reasoning, which is part of the aptitude section. You'll also be required to study C++, data structures, because that's the part of the programming logic section. Uh, so there are 4 sections in TCS NQT: aptitude, programming logic, which is basically an MCQ section, which has questions from C, C++, and 1 or 2 questions from Java, and the rest of the questions from data structures. And then there's a verbal English section also, and then there's a coding section. So in the coding section, you will be given 30 minutes. This year, the difficulty level of the coding section would be definitely be increased, and you need to solve at least you need to get at least 50% of the test cases correct to go to the interview round, right? So let us begin with the lecture, and I'll take up questions for all of you at the very parallel side by side, right? So the things that I'm going to cover here are, first of all, the languages that are allowed in coding for TCS NQT, and then there are some humongous issues with the compiler last time, and I'll cover that. Last time, a lot of people faced the compiler issues while giving the exam. Why coding section is the most important. We'll be also solving with the proper coding the verified actual previous year questions asked in TCS NQT, and then a Q&A session at the very end. Also, Flipkart has today just announced their hiring for 2021 batches. Actual hiring, that is, they'll also give you an internship. They'll also give you a after internship. They'll give you internship plus full-time offer for 2021 batches, and for 2022 pass outs and 23 pass outs, they will give you internships as well, and then probably you can convert it later, right? So we'll give you a description about that. Next thing is, I see that a lot of you are already joined with our live session. So make sure that you follow Prepinsta on Telegram, Instagram, WhatsApp, and LinkedIn. The reason being, uh, more than 200 companies are partnered with Prepinsta. All of these companies will not be visiting campuses this year. So either your exams for all of these companies would be online. So you will be giving these exams from home, wherein your video and audio would be recorded, and they have inbuilt AI, so they can check whenever you are looking at phone and your eyes are going down. So you can't cheat, to be honest. So it's like a GMAT type of software. Uh, so all of these companies would be conducting, a lot of these companies would be conducting their on-campus, their online drives through Prepinsta or in partnership with Prepinsta, or maybe they'll just notify Prepinsta that, okay, this drive is happening. We want you to reach out to students on our behalf, right? So in all the three ways. In some cases, only Prepinsta signed up students on the website are getting emails and all of that. In some cases, we just allow everyone. So make sure that you follow us on all these four channels. The reason being, sometimes we are a little greedy about having more followers on Instagram or about having more followers on Telegram. So we make the drive like Telegram only drive, or we make the drive like Instagram only drive, and we only post the links there. So if you don't follow us on Instagram and only follow are in our WhatsApp group or LinkedIn or Telegram, then you will not get the update, because some companies, like there was one company called as Mount Blue, uh, which just recently had its drive, and we only posted that on our WhatsApp groups because they wanted only 1,500 students to apply. So we only sent limited number of invites, right? Uh, Make sure that you also subscribe to, and I'm sorry for this part, my marketing team will kill me if I don't tell you all of this stuff. Me being the founder of the website has no privileges. They want more subscribers on YouTube. Please follow us. These are the 4 points that they gave me in the slides, that we are going to conduct Infosys Masterclass soon on YouTube. Pointers videos going to be soon on YouTube. Competitive programming videos on YouTube, and company-specific masterclasses for Capgemini, Infosys, Adobe, Flipkart, Amazon. All of these companies would be there, so you don't worry. So it's coming on Prep Insta YouTube, right? Uh, so Flipkart hiring. First, I want to talk to you about that. Flipkart has announced its hiring for 2021 batches. The link would be posted today sharp at 8 o'clock only on Prep Insta's Instagram. So you can follow Prep Insta 2021. Make sure that you follow Prep Insta 2021, not 2020. So other companies have like only single Instagram channel, but we create specific Instagram channel for specific batches, because we don't want to cross post, right? If let's say you are 2018 pass out batch, you'll be feeling bad, or you'll be unnecessarily seeing posts from Prep Insta about 2021 hiring, right? So if you see Prep Insta, you would know that, okay, maybe some hiring has happened, or maybe some YouTube webinar, or some post that is really relevant for you, or maybe sometimes we just want, like, we want you to buy our courses. So that we can pay our employees the salary as well. So make sure that you follow Prepinsta on 2021, this at the rate 2021 Instagram only, and only 2021 batches should follow. If you are 2020 or 2019, you do the same thing. Type Prepinsta 2020 and Prepinsta jobs for 2019. Right. So let's begin. Um, Let me just check a few questions. Maybe Adil and Manish are replying on chat. So if you can, all the questions that people are asking in the chat box, if I am not really attending to the chat, make sure that you help students and answer in the chat section, my team. Right. So there are 5 languages allowed in TCS NQT: C, C++, Java, Perl, and Python. We suspect that there could be added, they could add a sixth or seventh language as well, which could be C sharp, and one more because that is allowed in Code Vita. But these were the 5 languages that were allowed last year. Uh, in terms of test cases for any given question, they will give you. It's a combination work. So I just want to give you an example. So let's say they are giving you 3 public test cases. So just that you think that, okay, only 3 public test cases are there, it's not so. There are 3 private test cases that you cannot see, and based upon that they are giving you marks. So if you solve 6 out of 6 test cases, you are going to get 100% of the marks. If you solve 5 out of 6, in that case you're going to get 5/6 into marks, right? Similarly, in some questions there are 6 public test cases for 6 private, depends on the difficulty level of the question. Right. So people are saying, would 2020 batches be eligible? So 2020 batches, there would be a separate drive. We suspect that there's no official announcement till date. But however, as per our industry understanding and a few connections here and there, We definitely know that okay, 2021 drive is going to happen 100% in the next 2 months. The drive would be announced probably sometime in the start of next month or the middle of next month. For 2020, it should go. There also, I can't really say it officially. Nothing has been announced officially, but yes, people are thinking about it. That's all I can say. I can give you actual legal information because even we as Prep Insta are not allowed to, directly say whatever is happening inside the company, even though we know about it. I'm really sorry, but yes, uh, I'll just say this: 2020 batch should be excited about this. That's all, right? The timing of the drive, the date of the drive, can't say really, uh, because that is still in, people are thinking about it. To be honest, okay. So next thing, before starting the coding, I just want to give you a few pointers. Make sure that if whenever you're giving TCS NQT exam, you don't compile multiple times. The reason being, since 1 lakh students are giving exams simultaneously with you, their website becomes very slow. It takes about 30 to 60 seconds to code, to compile the program once. And in that particular point in time, you cannot even code because your screen has frozen completely. Uh, Right. So, which is why make sure that you only compile when it is highly required. Because I, as a person, I'm a very lazy coder. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. I'm getting bored. Compile, and then I'll see some errors, and then even though I have not implemented the whole coding logic, I like to compile a lot. Right. So that's what. So try avoiding compiling. Uh, Again, one thing, this is something that I think if there are 2019 batches and 2020 batches, and then they can verify this in the chat. Uh, we have been telling this from the last 2 years that Python and Perl compiler does not work properly in TCS. Again, I'm saying Python and Perl compiler does not work properly in TCS. Your code is errorless. Your code would work perfectly if you go to an online compiler or if you have some inbuilt system compiler, but it just wouldn't work for TCS NQT because of some libraries issues or whatnot. There have been some problem. I really want, and because I know this was a pain point for 2020 batches and 2019 batches, they can verify it in the chat. They were like, sir, I wasn't getting even one output. It was showing me error, compiler error, and all of that shit. So, which is why we tell that do not code for all the. So we are partnered with more than 1,000 colleges, and we, their college sponsors their online classes via Prep Insta to them. So in our online classes through colleges, in our online classes to individual students, we tell them that okay, we are not going to teach you if you don't promise us that you are not going to code in Python and Perl, right? And that's eventually up to them. But we tell them not to code in Python and Perl. You can code in C, C++, and Java perfectly. Also, I love Python. It's not that I have any grudge. Prepinsta will not earn any money that TCS will give us money that, okay, less people coded in Python, let us give you some crores of rupees. Okay. It's not like that. We are only saying it for your benefit. Again, reiterating upon the point, do not code in Python and Perl, only C, C++, and Java. Python is an amazing language. I love it. But 30 minutes for coding, 25 minutes when you're finally compiling, you will realize my code is not working and you just have 5 minutes to rewrite the code again and see. Right. No, you can't use Objective C or C sharp. Right. So what is the syllabus for TCS NQT coding? So people are like, okay, I want to prepare for TCS NQT. I've joined Prep Insta's online classes for TCS NQT, or I've joined any other online classes for TCS NQT, right? Most of the students join, right? But then they ask us, okay, the course is used, you've given us humongous amount of videos, we love it. But could you please tell us that, okay, which all videos should I focus more upon? Which all concepts should I learn more about? So these are the few concepts. There is no specific syllabus for TCS NQT, but since the last 6-7 years, we have been checking the pattern. So this is the kind of the pattern that TCS likes to play around. So operations on strings. So they'll give you questions like, okay, capitalize the first letter or capitalize all the vowels or decapitalize all the consonants. Or maybe they'll say like, okay, find all the vowels and change all the vowels to a special character at the rate. Uh, First and last characters to capital letters. Probably remove all the blank spaces. Remove all the vowels. Remove all the numbers from based upon their ASCII values, etc., etc. Number pattern, number series, and pattern printing. Actually, number pattern and pattern printing have not been asked till date, but number series is asked. But if you want to do number series, number pattern and pattern printing should be done must. The reason, so what is number pattern? Number pattern is like one, then second line 2 into 3, then fourth line, third line 4 star, 5 star, 6. So these kind of coding logics, which and right pyramid, left pyramid, diamond structure, and all of that in terms of number or in terms of stars. Number series is like they'll be like, okay, 0 0, and then they'll give you 2, then they'll give you 3, then they'll give you 4, then they'll give you 9, then they'll give you 16, then they'll give you 27. So alternatively, there are series which are running in the powers of 2 and the powers of 3. So this is like a very easy example that I'm giving, by the way. This is very difficult. This is like the number series logical questions that you get in exams. Half of the problem is like in TCS exam, okay, I need to understand what kind of logical ability is being used so that I can identify is like 2, what powers of 2, is it powers of 3, is it like some factor multiplied by 4 or something like that. Okay. Then, so there was one of the question last year on strings. There was one question last year on number series. There was one question last year on number conversion. So binary to octal, octal to binary, decimal, hexadecimal, all of that you should study. Coordinate geometry was one question that they asked. And this is one question that I'm going to cover in today's video. So, general coordinate geometry questions are, they'll give you 4 points, and then in fact 5 points, and then they'll say using these 4 points, there is a parallelogram, something like that drawn, and then, or maybe like a square or rectangle or like a regular figure. You need to find that if this fifth coordinate lies inside this diagram or outside this diagram. So, questions like that, I'm going to cover some similar type of question in today's video. Once we'll start coding, I think from the next, within the next 5 minutes, we'll start coding. So don't worry about it. STL works or not? C++ works. What do you mean by STL? I'm not C++ programmer. I know C. I know C++. I know Java a little bit, and Python. So what is STL? Right. Yeah, this video will be available. Operation on matrices has not been asked till date, but we think that TCS will ask this year. We think that TCS will ask matrices this year. The reason being, they'll try to bring something new. Operation on arrays is like, okay, questions like maximum continuous sum is one of the questions that was asked one time. So they were like, okay, the user will give an input of an array of integers of 20, which will have negative and positive numbers. You need to find continuous number in the array which give you the highest sum, right? So in fact, if I am to just help you with it, so it would be sort of like there's this array -2, 3, 4, 5, 0, -10, 11, 12, so on, right? So you need to check that, okay, does this give me the highest? 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 Or similarly, does this give me the highest? Does this give me the highest? Then does this give me the highest? And then again, you need to do the same thing. What if this gives me the highest, or this, or this, or this, or this, or this? So there's like recursion used and something like that. You can go onto the internet. You will understand this is a famous question that is called as maximum contiguous array problem. So that is what it is. Operations on numbers is like, just give me 1 second. Operations on numbers is like, so for example, palindrome of a number and Armstrong number and all of these things, right? You would have seen already. Uh, but perfect number, Harshad numbers, but these are very easy problem, right? What TCS likes to do, last year they asked a question which was like, okay, you need to find the sum of, let's say, 1, 2, 3, of let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you need to find the sum of individual elements, right? So now people are, "Wait, this is very easy question. Why did you give me?" They're like, okay, I will use percentage operator and division operator and remainder operator, and I will add. No. And then 2 by 3 of your test cases were passing, and you're like, cool. No. Out of those, 6 hidden test cases, only 2 were passing. The reason being, you did not read the question perfectly. They said the number can be as big as n, and n value can range from 1 to 400. Now, can you store 400 in long, or in long int, or in int, in double, in float? No, you can't. So you need to take an input as a you need to take an input uh, as a string, and then read individual elements of a string, because string is a little longer, right? So these kind of questions. Uh, so operations of numbers. So palindrome of a number is like an easy example that I give you. What TCS likes to do is they'll take an easy concept from palindrome, but they'll make it that difficult and that tricky that you're like, I know how to do palindrome and I know the concept of palindrome is being used, but I'm not able to code. Right. So perfect. So let's begin. So this was one of the questions that was asked in TCS NQT last year. This is actually a verified question from TCS NQT. Even people from 2020 pass outs can even would even remember. Maybe there were like six different sets. So out of those one set, these lucky people will remember. Okay, this was one question that was asked to me, but I was not able to solve it. Yes, here it is. I'm going to solve it for you today. So perfect. So let's begin reading the question, and I'll tell you a lot of things that TCS likes to do. In our Hori culture, had several great persons since the time immemorial, and King Vikramaditya Navaratnas belong to this ilk. They are named in the following shloka, and then it's Dhanvantari, Shanka Mandari, Singh Ranchenda Mal Dharpatkar Karmade Khyati Karhamiri Namrate Samabhyam Satriti Vai Kasmai Syanyati Tamadam. Timadam. I'm really proud of myself. I could read it or fake reading it, but yes. This is the coding question. Does this coding question make sense? Or like there's a a famous YouTuber. कोई सेंस बनी इस बात की हमें तो बहुत लग रही थी उस टाइम पे राइट so maybe Haryanvi folks would understand. I'm not Haryanvi, but know that meme. Uh, there's no sense of this question. TCS likes to confuse you. TCS likes to waste your time. They're like, we will hide the question and you will not be able to understand. You have to become Ritik Roshan from Dhoom 3. No, from Dhoom 2. Yes. To understand where the gem is. So if I'm to explain you in proper English, it's like several great persons were there, and there was this person XYZ whose name happens to be Vikramaditya, and he was very smart. By Navaratnas, they're like he was very smart, and then there were 9 such smart people, and the names of these people are in this slope. Okay, so these are individual names. Dhanvantari is a person, right? Uh, then among these, Varamarira was an astrologer of eminence, and his book Brihat Jatak was reckoned as the ultimate authority in astrology. He was once talking with Amar Simha, another gem Angami's Navratnas of Sanskrit Thesaurus Amar Kosha. Amar Sinha wanted to know the final position of a person who starts from 0 and travels per the following scheme. Right. Now again, कोई sense नहीं बनी इस बात की. There's no sense of this question. I'll just explain you in proper English. Or what these people are trying to say. They are trying to say that okay, we fooled you in the last slide that okay, Vikramaditya is the hero, but he's not. Actually, we were talking about his friend for no reason at all. Right. So now Varamira is the hero. So they're like, there's like okay, Vikramaditya's friend Varamarira was a famous astrologer, right? So they were talking to one another, and then he's a famous astrologer. So he likes to do smart shit, right? So he wanted to know the final position of a person using his astrology, and basically we have to code for his astrology, right? And according to his astrology, the person starts traveling from origin 0 0. So now in the next slide, this question earlier was an English question, right? Because you need to understand English. Then now it has become a logical reasoning question of uh, distance and directions, right? Manish would know more about it. So first you need to understand, you need to solve it manually using a pen and paper, and would need to draw X and Y coordinates to solve this, right? So basically from the last slide, I'm like, okay, bro, matcha, uh, the person starts traveling from 0, 0 and he follows the following scheme. Okay. So they're like, he first turns and travels 10 units of distance. His second turn is upwards 20 units. His third turn is towards the left 30 units. Fourth downwards 40 units. Fifth turn is again right 50 units. And thus he travels. So they're like, okay, these are the 5 steps. And then he travels up. So if he's to turn 6 times, then he will start from the first step again. So he continuously travels in this 5 steps. So if he's doing 50 times, if he is moving 50 times, so in that case, these 5 steps will be done 10 times, right? And every time he takes a step, his travel distance get increased by 10, right? So next time, if he's supposed to travel 6 times, right? So he will start from his first turn again, but this time his distance will not be 10, it will be 60 because last distance was 50. So step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then again 6, first step. But this time the distance is rather than 10, it's 60. Okay. So again, I read it very quickly, I know, right? Because don't worry, I'll be solving it in the next slide, so you don't have to worry. Right. The question is very easy, very easy. It's just that TCS wants to confuse you. TCS really hates you and they want to confuse you. That's what they are trying to do. Okay. Right. So let us look at the first thing. So at the first step, he first turns and travels 10 units of distance. Now I'm like, bro, you did not even tell me his first turn is left, right, center, upward, downwards, where, right? So this is again, they are again checking your reading. Now this has become a reading comprehension question, by the way. If you read the fifth step, so in the second step, upward, in the third step, left, in the fourth step, downwards, in the fifth step, they are saying right. But they have used brackets again. So I am like, okay, again, where did I turn right? I did not turn right. They're like, okay, upwards, left, downwards. So what do you mean by again? Basically, they are trying to fool you with good English and logical ability skills in the coding question. They really hate you. Not really, but I'm like using slang. He first turns and travels 10 units of distance. So you're like, okay, the first turn was towards the right. That's what, right? So in this case, what exactly happens here is first he starts from the 0, 0 position here, that is origin. So if you just turn towards the right, can people tell me in the chat if I am right or wrong? If you turn right and travel 10 centimeters or 10 meters, anything, right? So would your y-axis be changing? No. Your x-axis will get changed from 0, 0 to 10, comma 0. So basically in the question, they are giving you an input that they are like, okay, you can only scanf or cin or system.in or, Python input, right? There would be one value, and according to that we will tell you the number of steps. So if you're like, oh, if we say 5, if the user enters 5, so in that case basically for loop will run 5 times, or basically he'll be saying 5 steps, right? So the first, after the first step, he's like at a 10, comma 0 position, right? So next step, his second turn is upwards. Now people are like, okay, if I'm traveling here, my upwards is again right. No, again, this is a logical ability question. They don't care where your face is. They are talking in the perspective of 0, comma 0, that is coordinate. So upwards is basically towards the y positive axis, right? So in that case, second step, upward 20 units. So x value will remain the same. Y value will get increased to 20. So 10, comma 20. Again, third step is towards the left. So 30 units. So again, what would happen? So 10 minus 30 on the x-axis. So it will become minus 20, comma 20. Is there any confusion, by the way, if you can tell me? Then again, what is the fourth step? Fourth step is now again downward, but this time 40 units, right? So downwards, so y-axis will get changed. So 20 minus 40 becomes minus 20. So he's here. Then again, fifth step, again right. So right. Okay, right here. Okay. So x-axis will change, y-axis will remain the same. So they're like, okay, 30 comma 20, because minus 20 plus 50 is 30, right? Then again, what happens? Does he travels? So I will go back to step number 1. But this time, rather than 10 units, it will be 60, because he keeps on increasing the travel distance by 10, right? So this time, 30 plus 60 becomes 90 comma minus 20. Then again, second step is upwards. So last time we added 60, so this time it's going to be 70. So 90, so minus 20 plus 70 is equals to plus 50. So this is like step number 7, right? So let's code. Let's code, right? Let me just, and we'll just come back to this slide. Don't worry about it. Whenever we require, we will come back to this slide. Um, okay. So one more thing is, uh, there's a Prepinsta compiler also where you can code, but we'll tell you not to code there. The reason being, the online compiler that is used by TCS is given to TCS by this company called Sphere Engine. So you know who to blame if your coding compiler is not working, right? So this Sphere Engine basically gives its online compiler in HTML online compiler, CSS online compilers, Java, C++, all of these different 100 to 100 languages to companies, because these companies can't make their online compilers. And if any update comes, like they're like, okay, I am TCS, I don't want to make compilers, I want to make websites for Audi, Apple, Google, all of that, right? So which is why they take an API on their website. As you can see, it is used by Infosys, Amazon, Metal, Mercer, TCS, Adhesive, even CodeChef uses online compiler provided by Sphere Engine. The same Sphere Engine also provides online compiler to this website. We use a different company for our online compiler. So which is why I'm not suggesting our online compiler or any different. I'm suggesting you, this is a website called Online GDB. So you go to this website and you code there. So which is why you'll be talking about you'll be kind of, you know that if your code would work in TCS or not. But then again, don't be 100% confident. Maybe the errors that are happening in TCS website is because 1 lakh people are coding simultaneously and Python is giving errors because of that, right? So again, still will tell to code in C, C++, and Java only, not in Python and Perl for TCS exam. Then else use Python. It's an amazing language, right? So again, let's start with the coding part here. Uh, right, I'll just take up a few questions. Right. So what I'll do is I'll be coding in C. So if I code in C, people who will be who would know C++ would be also able to understand. Everyone knows C, so everyone would be able to understand. I will also code in Python. I will also show you the code for Java, right? So don't worry about it. All these, I will make everyone happy, right? So don't worry. Okay. So include studio, include stdlib, right? The first thing that I want to do is int n, wherein I want that, okay, ask user for number of steps taken by astrologer guy. Just guy. Let me be a little. Okay. So scanf percentage d comma ampersand n. I don't think that there should be any confusion in that, right? So now I'm going to use a mix of while and switch case, right? To decide upon switch case is like, okay, first turn, second turn, third turn, fourth turn, fifth turn. So this is basically, I'll be deciding upon a switch case, and I will be using a while loop to iterate upon that, right? But to use the switch case, rather than using probably like integer values, int values, I will be using char values, right? So what I'll do is, initially I will say that, okay, char c is equals to r. Okay, and don't worry, some people will like, why are you doing so? You will understand, right? R is basically, if I'm to give you a little hint here, because the first turn is towards the right. So I'm just initializing that, okay, first turn is towards the right, right? So, and then my int x is equals to 0 and y is equals to 0. So these are my x and y coordinates. and I will be playing around with my x and y coordinates. And I promise this question is very easy, right? And then int distance. So in distance is equals to 10. So initializing the value. So after every step, what I will be doing, I will be doing distance is equals to distance plus 10, so that my distance becomes first 10, then 20, then 30, then 40, then 50, then 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, so on. Right. So basically distance. Right. Now what I'll do is I'll use a while loop, while n, which is basically the number of steps. So because I want to implement my loop some n number of times. After the end of the loop, I'll do n minus minus. Right. So if there are 7 steps, this while loop will run 7 times. Right. So moving further, inside this while loop, I'll create a switch case. So switch C. And guys, stay till the end. I'll take up questions, whatever questions you have. I promise I'll take up all the questions. Right. So the first case is if the case is, and I hope that all of you know how to use the switch case. So the first case is R, which is I have defined initially. Right. So for the first step, what happens here? Let me just zoom in. I can't zoom. Okay. Um, how do I show it to you then? Okay, so the first step is 10 units of distance, right? So what I will do is, first, uh, what will happen? My x value. In fact, let me not show you this. Let me show you the diagram that we had. In fact, let's do one more thing is, let me just open this in another browser and I'll keep the full screen there. Right, so we'll be using this particular browser here. Okay, so we'll select the language as C. Just give me 1 second. I'm sorry for the issues. Right. So the first step is towards the right and travels 10 units of distance. So like, okay, so it's like I was at 0, 0. So I will increment the x value by 10 because I need to reach at 10 comma 0. So right. So what I'll do is x is equals to x plus distance. Right. As of now, my distance value is 10. Right. Then moving further, essentially, what I would be doing is I also need to tell my compiler that okay, my code that okay, next step that you should follow should be upwards already, right? So what I'll do is this switch case, which was earlier having value as R, I will change its value as C is equals to now U. Right. And if you don't understand it, don't worry. In the next 2, 3 lines, you will understand why I did so. Right. And then I'll increment my distance value as distance is equals to distance plus 10. Right. And then break statement. And yes, a few people may say there's an easier approach to solve this, but then again, everyone, mechanical people will not understand. Triple E people will not understand. I can solve this question by recursion. Right. So this is the first break case. So what will happen is my code will come here. My code will see, okay, the initial value is R. We'll implement this switch case and then we'll just go back to this while loop and then come back to this switch case. And then this time the value would have changed to U. So this case R will not get implemented the second time, right? So what will happen now? I will code for case U. Right. So X is equals to, okay, no, sorry, my bad. So in case U, basically we are moving upwards, so x value will remain the same, y value will increase by 10, right? So what will happen? Y is equals to y plus distance, right? So in this case, perfect, no problem. Then what is my next step? My next step is towards left, right? Basically 30 units, right? So as of now, in this case, my distance was 10. However, here my distance has become 20 because of this. Now, after this, my distance would have become 30, so on and so forth, right? So I will use L as my next one. Okay. So then again, distance is equals to distance plus 10. Let me just check a few comments on the website if people are there. Your material itself is such a blessing. Suggest coding for beginners. Molika, I'll take up questions at the very end. Don't worry. Wow, lol, thanks. Okay. Probably Adil would have made some joke. Okay. then break, right? Then case L, we'll write case L. So case L becomes like, so what is case L? My Y value will get decremented this time because we are moving in the negative axis of, sorry, my X value will get decremented because we are moving in the negative X axis this time, right? So essentially X is equals to X minus distance. This time distance would be 30, right? And then again, what I'll do is my next step is downwards. So C is equals to D, right? And then distance is equals to distance plus 10, and then break, right? And then finally, I don't need to explain this. I'll just do it very, very quickly so that I can take the questions. X is equal, not, I'm just, okay. So I move downwards. I have to move downwards this time, right? So my X value will remain the same, but my Y value will get decremented, right? So, guys, if I'm also making any mistake some point in time, so I got confused just a bit now, so you can tell me. So Y is equals to Y minus distance, right? And in this case, what happens? C is equals to something. I'll tell you. I am on purpose writing this, and distance is equals to distance plus 10, right? And then break. Okay. So now in the last case, I am moving right again. But if we go to this, it's like fifth turn is to the right again, right? But so for this one, I will not write R because I have already used R for this case, right? I will use A. So I will write case A. I can't write case AR. I'm using character. Character only accepts one. It's not an character array, right? So in this previous case also, I'll write A here. So case A, what is it? It's saying case A is X is equals to X plus distance because we are moving in the positive axis of X, right? Which is why X is equals to X plus distance. And then finally, C is equals to R. Now, since this is, let me just write, I'll explain it just a little bit later and then break. Right. Now, I am using this R because after this fifth step, after this fifth step, I need to go back to step number one and keep on implementing all these five steps iteratively until and unless my n value has gone back to zero and while loop cannot be further implemented, which is why I'm using n minus minus in the while loop, right? So which is why I'm using case C is equals to R so that once this step is implemented, next handle is passed to this R. Then once this R will get implemented, next time this U will get implemented, then this L, then this D, then this A, then going back again to R, so on and so forth, right? So then finally, what I'll be doing is printf percentage d comma x comma y, and I'll be very quick. I'll compile the program. I would have made mistakes. Did not. Okay. So step 3 is 20 comma 20. So let us check. Sorry, step 3 is minus 20 comma 20. So step 3 is minus 20 comma 20. Let's check for step number 7 here, that is 90 comma 50. So let me just rerun the program. So step 7, 90 comma 50. So perfect. Let's also check for probably step 8. So step 8 would have been 10 comma 50 is because we would have moved minus 80 in this direction. So 10 comma 50, right? So this was pretty much about the first question. Let me just look at the comments till now. Okay. So in the meantime, this was the first question. Basically, this was a difficult question in terms of reading, but when you actually start implementing, it's very easy. It's very, very easy, right? So going back to our slide, what do we have next? Okay, quickly things from the marketing team, else they'll kill me. Or obviously I have to pay them salaries as well, right? So how do you prepare for TCS NQT further, right? So tomorrow we'll have an aptitude session, so make sure that you subscribe on it, but it's like a one-day preparation We'll be just giving you an introduction about the difficulty level, but we'll not be able to teach you everything, right? You need to at least study for 1 month or 1.5 month to be able to clear TCS NQT. Okay, it's not like it's very difficult this year. Trust me, it's very, very difficult this year. This is the worst recession. So, if you were preparing for CAT, in that case, also you would have joined some online coaching, you would have joined some offline coaching. Offline coaching right now is not possible. So, which is why for TCS NQT, we maybe your college has already bought it for you. In that case, you can ignore it. There are 1,000 colleges which have bought prep and stars courses directly for their students. If your college hasn't bought it for you, maybe you can reach out to your placement cell and then ask them to contact us. Maybe we can do that ways. But then again, if you want to buy it individually, right? So the course costs 4,999 bucks. Generally, it should be 1999, but today we are even giving 200 rupees discount. So if you use the coupon code YouTube, you will get it at 1799. Approximately 72 hours of videos are there covering aptitude, coding, 72 hours, right? Aptitude, codings, then you have English, then you have programming logic. So for programming logic, you need to know C, C++, data structures, compiler design, these 4 things. So all these courses also will be given to you additionally free of cost. So approximately 40 hours of C, C++ videos will be giving you additionally. This is like an add-on apart from those 72 hours, right? DSA course again 25 hours add-on, so 72 plus 40 plus 25, so on and so forth. But this C, C++ and DSA course will be given to you only if you join today free of cost. Else tomorrow it will not be given to you for free. You can upgrade it if you like. So today 11:59, my team would have put the link in the description below, so you can click upon it. You can buy the online courses, but you need to join today. Also, people say, one of the person is saying, okay, what if uh, TCS changes its syllabus? Would Prep Insta give me new videos? Yes. If syllabus changes, if anything happens, we are partnered with 1,000 colleges. They will kill us. Okay. We need to give them updated things. We'll give you updated things. Start as soon as TCS Drive is announced. Apart from these recorded lectures, you will also start getting live videos. As since the day it is announced, next day live videos will also start from you till the day your exam is not conducted. Again, interview preparation, mock interview, resume building is also included in this one. Right. I want to take this course, but I can't. Computer science education is saying. Okay. Another option is Royal Pass. It costs 4,444 rupees, and our team name it Royal Pass because half of Prep Insta plays PUBG after office. I can't stop them, so they were like, we want a course named as Royal Pass, so we named one. Royal Pass is like all the courses available on Prep Insta, 30 plus online classes for TCS, Infosys, Wipro, Cognizant, Deloitte, Amazon, Flipkart, etc., etc. Plus AMCAT, CoQ, eLitmus, TCS Ion. If you are interested in that aptitude course, like a separate video. Obviously, we'll teach you aptitude specifically. So, for example, in Infosys, you have crypt arithmetic as an aptitude section, which is like, type of something like Sudoku if you don't know. So for Infosys, you will be given specific Infosys type of questions and tricks and formulas, but then general aptitude also you will be given with Royal Pass, interview preparation, resume, CC++. We're also going to add Python, competitive programming, and DBMS later next month. So you can join Royal Pass or you can join TCS NQT. Royal Pass is for 4,444. I don't think that there is no discount. Okay, I'll add. Adil, please make sure that after this live session, this same YouTube code is also valid on Royal Pass. So people can get 200 rupees discount on Royal Pass as well. Right. So perfect. Enough of marketing. I'm sorry. I'm open for questions. You can ask if you like. Right. And make sure that you subscribe. One more thing that I wanted to tell you again. Where is it? Flipkart hiring has started for 2021 batches. Full-time offers are being given using this online hackathon. for 2022 and 2023 batches online internships. So these are actually, they can't visit colleges this year, which is why they are hiring online. Maybe your college has told you, maybe your college hasn't. The drive will be announced today at 8 p.m. on our Instagram channel. So if you are 2021 pass out, then follow Prep Insta 2021. If you are 2020 pass out, then remove this one and add 0. So Prep Insta 2020. So we have separate Instagram for separate year. In total, we have 70, 80,000 followers on Instagram, but we don't want to brag about that. We are like, okay, 20,000 on 2020, 25,000 on 2019, 5,000 as of now on 2021, sum everything and all. Right. You want to get jobs? Follow us on all these social media handles. We are partnered with over 200 companies. We'll give you an update about whenever any such Flipkart type of drive is happening on our online channels. Right. Uh, Okay, I'm not getting C is equals to R is equals to U. Okay, so one more thing is, if you want to get the codes in other languages, I'm sorry, TCS Ninja coding questions. So this link would also be provided to you in the description of the video. I had asked the team to link that. Maybe they would have. So you want to find it, you can find it on our website, TCS Ninja coding questions. And in Java, where is it? Where is it? Right. So you will be able to find it in Perl, Python, C++, C, or you can just Google TCS Ninja coding question. Our website will come on top. So you can find them here. Prepinsa, you are making chat box hilarious. Adil, stop making weird jokes. Is it sufficient for coding in TCS NQT in Prepinsa? This video, one single video is not. Join some course, maybe not Prepinsta's course, some course. Please join some course because 2019 and 2020 batch will be able to tell you. A lot of students have so much confidence that okay, I'll be able to clear everything on my own. You join tuitions for your third class exam, fourth class exam, fifth class exam, right? And you think that you will be able to get job on your own. There are 3 lakh people applying for TCS NQT for 10,000 job openings. It's like top 3% of the people will get selected. Are you sure that if you give CAT today with self preparation, you will be able to score 97 percentile? No. Yeah. Is it possible to get internship in Flipkart as 2021 2022 pass out? Yes. We'll post link on 2022 also. Right. Yeah, TCS NQT is actually both for just Adil is telling me that okay, show this. Right. So TCS NQT is for both 2020. No, where is it? For Ninja Profile and Digital Profile. Digital Profile pays you 7 lakh rupees. Ninja Profile pays you approximately 3.8 lakh rupees this year. It has been increased. I'm sorry, it could be increased. No official confirmation. I'm sorry for if I said actual numbers. Last year it was 3.68. That's what I can tell you. 7 lakh rupees for TCS Digital. If you top 10% of the students will have 2 interviews, one for TCS Ninja and one for TCS Digital. Top 20% of the people will be selected for only, basically, the next 10% will be selected only for Ninja interview. Right. So if you score better, your package will be increased by 2x. And so this is what happened last year. We are not sure if this year it will happen, but ideally should happen. Uh, will Royal Pass user will get TCS NQC course for free? Royal Pass is like, let me tell you the mood. Royal Pass is like everything that is there on Prepinsta, you will get it. If we launch something new, automatically you will get it. Yeah, stop spamming. Stop spamming. I've answered your question. The mood posting TCS NQT 2021 2020 batch is eligible or not. 2021 batch is not eligible for the on-campus drive, but there will be a separate off-campus drive. We think soon. Officially, we can't say like yes. Uh, for some reasons we can't say it's going. We can just say okay for 2020 people it's also a good news. That's all we can say. Start preparing. We can't officially say that it's going to happen. We can't even officially say for 2021, but all of us know it's going to happen. It's going to be announced next month for 2021. and going to be happen next month for 2021. Again, tentative. We think this is us Prep Insta as a industry insider. We know things that happen in hiring, so which is why we are able to tell you that it could happen. Again, until and unless you don't hear from TCS, there is nothing. TCS is like, okay, Prep Insta said so. Now we'll not conduct only. Could be like that. How to get job at IBM? IBM conducts referral drive generally in December. This year also it happened in October and December. October and December, 3 months. IBM does not hire from CoCubes or Elitmus or TCS Ion, so they have their own drive. So contact someone who works in IBM and tell them that wherever any drives happen, they refer you. Right. How to prepare for FANG? What is FANG? I'm not sure about it. We're like Tyrion, we drink water and we know things. Yes. Uh, okay. If the input format is given as a number and we take it as a string, it is valid. Yes, it is valid. In most of the cases, it's all about ASCII values, right? In any language. Please quote on PTC. PTC is like a Punjabi channel, right? For music. Infosys conduct reference drive. Yes, probably in the next 2 months. Beginners can crack Code Vita. So for Code Vita, if you want to prepare for Code Vita, I'll just tell you TCS Code Vita previous year question and answers. Just search TCS Code Vita Prep Insta. You will get this page wherein all the previous Code Vita questions would be there. Right. So as of now, we have all of these questions. I was just speaking to WebHub today about it in the morning, and he's promised me that we'll add like 10, 12 more questions by tomorrow. Right. And now the pressure is on him. How do we crack Deloitte? Join Prep Insta's Deloitte course on AMCAT course. Uh, Code Beta is very tough, by the way. Time complexity does not matter in TCS NQT at all. It matters in TCS Code Beta, by the way. Is it worth joining Royal Pass because I am not in final year student? Yes, Lavanya. Okay. So if you have some questions, in fact, guys, and I'm very open. I use Instagram. I use Snapchat. I use everything, right? So feel free to speak to me. My So this is like I have a personal private Instagram ID that I will not show it to you, but this is like a Instagram ID that I can show to you. So message me here. If you want to send your resume, get an update upon if your resume looks good or not. If you have any questions about TCS NQT preparation, want to help, want help in suggestions of if what course you should join, if you should code in Python or C or anything, please feel free to reach out to me. I sometimes share a few things here and there. So this is like even Rajasthani people will know who is she. She is the CM of Rajasthan. So she visited our house here and there. So this is like my uh, official public profile. You can always reach out to me. I'll help you. I promise. I'll reply to each and every comment, each and every private message. So you don't worry. You guys have any specific course for aptitude? Text us on. So if you search Prefinsta, so you will get Prefinsta 2021, 2020, 2022, and jobs is for 2019. Text us on any of these Instagram channel. Aptitude course as a separate entity is going to be launched next month. But if you text us, then we'll give you early access and extra. Adil, if somebody texts you on Instagram, give them extra discount, please, from my end. Uh, so text us. We'll have a specific course for you. You just need to know one OOPS language. Yes, C is must. One object-oriented language. It could be anything. C++, Java, Perl, Python, anything. But C is must for placement. 100%. Our compilation error shows an NQT exam. Yes, they are shown. Uh, when classes start, everyday live classes. So you will get 72 hours of recorded session for TCS NQT, 40 hours of DSA, 40 hours of CNC++ extra, 20 hours of, I mugged it up, 20 hours of DSA also, something like, it's like a huge one. Like, you'll get bored so many amount of videos, right? But these are like recorded session. On the day TCS NQT is announced, we will start conducting live classes, right? If the syllabus, because maybe the syllabus will change, maybe like a few more things will be deleted or added. Based upon that, we will take live classes. So they will announce it well in advance of 1 month. So which is why, right? You guys really have a lot of questions. So is 2020 batch eligible? So for 2020 batch will be eligible for a separate off-campus drive. That should ideally happen. Anusha Ganguly, please reply to my Instagram message related to Prepensa courses. I'll reply. Let me get off from this YouTube live and then I'll reply. How to deal with 60% criteria? Abhi, I'll take up a lecture separately on how to crack interviews, and in that I will explain it. Basically, you can tell about your health problems, or basically you can tell them that yes, it's always best that you accept your mistakes, right? Yes, my percentage in class 10th and 12th is bad, and there's no excuse for it. I didn't study. But I'm a changed person now. If you look at my scores in my engineering, these are really well. And I want you to judge me based upon my coding language, not based upon if I was able to, if I knew chemical like exothermic or endothermic reactions or not, right? For example, like that. Please continue coding. So tomorrow there will be an aptitude session. Then there will be a session on verbal English. Then the third day there would be a session on programming logic, which is like an MCQ type of question from input output, C, C++, data structures, and a little bit of Java. Date is not announced. Uh, we know when it would happen approximately, but we can't say. What is Prepensta placement cell? What is Prepensta placement cell? Placement cell Prepensta. It's like a course. There are 300 people watching, so it's fine. It's a hidden course that we don't tell. It's generally in partnership with colleges. So with the top students, only top students, approximately 1 lakh people apply every year. We only select the top 1,000 and we help them get jobs. That's it. Right. I'll not tell you more about it. Prepensta placement cell is something that we like to keep private. This is like a gem of ours. We don't want to market it. Join Royal Pass or TCS NQT. If you if you are worthy enough of Prepensta placement cell, automatically you will get to know about it. So don't worry. I joined TCS NQT online class. Will I get DSA course as an update? Yes, Roxby. Just contact our team. They will help you. When aptitude live classes will be started at which time? As soon as TCS NQT is announced, right? Is Infosys off cap? Oh, guys, you have so many questions. I'm sorry. Uh, do one thing. All the questions that I am not able to answer, don't think like okay, what Atulya would think or anything. Just think of me like somebody who's founder of Prepensta, but who's like who wants to really help you. Ask your questions. Click here, send a message, and don't worry. Right. So again, I really want to take up another video, but our marketing team is like, if I take so too many videos, then they want you to join our courses. Can't tell you. Entrepreneur बोलो like a sir, job में कुछ नहीं रखा है. अच्छा, okay, so you're speaking in uh, Bengali language. So entrepreneur बनो like sir, job में कुछ नहीं रखा है. Please answer which year is it. Guys, I'm sorry. If you have any questions, text me If you have any questions, reach out to follow us on these and send us a private message or join our Telegram group. So Telegram is like a community. If I would be able to show you here, so it's like a Telegram channel of Prepinsta. I've joined some other channels also. So for example, Prepinsta 2020. Alright, so has two things. The first thing is wherein we spam you, has 21,000 people in it. Basically, we'll tell you that okay, these drives are happening, these things are happening. Then there's a link discussion to it, wherein you can't type things here. Only we can type, right? Then there's a discussion channel, which is basically wherein you can discuss things like okay, I got selected. How was your interview? What were the questions being asked? Which platform it was it on CoCubes, HackerRank, all of that. So things like that, right? So guys, thank you so much for joining this. I am sure that you have so many questions. Uh, I'm a married guy, need to go back to my wife or she'll kill me. Please ask me questions whenever I find time. I will reply to all of you. Don't worry about it. Again, one last time, one person is asking about Flipkart hiring. Flipkart is hiring today 8 p.m. we will announce it on 2021 Prep Insta. So follow that on Instagram. We are a little greedy, so sometimes we post it on Instagram and then don't post it on Telegram on WhatsApp because some companies have specific number of people. If Prep Insta will tell, then 10 lakh people will apply. Right. So we are like, okay, we'll send it on Telegram. 20,000 people are there. That's it. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you. Um I hope to see you in the next few videos. Make sure that you do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you guys. Good night and stay safe.